That is the sound of British Bubbly popping. Now this is something we haven't discussed yet and I think is worth talking about. So today we are going to introduce English sparkling wine.
Did you say English sparkling wine?
English sparkling wine, yes. As you were saying, who even knew they had it?
Looks like champagne.
So traditionally, England has a reputation for being cold and wet, but the temperature and the climate has changed multiple times. It's gone through ice ages, it's gone through warm spells. At one point in time in the Roman era, there were something like 1,500 wineries there, so they did make wine at one point in time. At this point, you kind of have to be living under a rock to not acknowledge that something is changing with the climate and the weather, and it's undeniable, especially if you're a farmer or you work in agriculture. You see it firsthand with the crops that you work with. In the last 20 or 30 years, the climate is warming up to the point where winemakers in the south of England realize that they have a similar environment to that of Champagne, France. And for that reason, today, most of the wineries are located in the south of England, and they're growing the same grapes that they use in Champagne. The regions of Cornwall and Kent are probably the most prestigious, and I think Kent has something like 26% of all the wineries in England. In fact, this bubbly right here is from Kent. Which brings us to today, where we have almost 150 wineries in England, 8,000 acres, 3 million bottles a year, and they're producing sparkling wines that are on par, if not beating French champagne in competitions.
The hell you say?
Yes.
Beating French champagne.
Yeah, like the past 2 or 3 years, there have been blind tasting competitions, and English sparkling wine has actually beat French champagne. How does British Bubbly stack up next to French champagne? I guess we should taste it. So I should mention that most British Bubblies are made to the same high standards as French champagne. So they're hand harvested, fermented in the bottle, aged for months, if not years. So you're gonna get a lot of that biscuity quality that you get from French champagne. It smells like brioche or like toast. Yeah, I mean, it's every bit as enticing and as enjoyable as French champagne. It's really acidic.
First British bubbly I've ever had, and that tastes pretty high end to me.
It is every bit the same standards anyway as French champagne, only from the UK, and it's pretty desirable. I love it. If I had to make a comparison, I guess, between this and French champagne, I would say this is on the leaner side. It's a little more light, and the acidity is a lot more pronounced. But otherwise, the flavor profile is spot on. It's beautiful. A lot of lemon and lime in this one in particular, and a lot of that biscuit and toast note. And the British sparkling wines follow the same nomenclature on the bottles as French champagne too. So this is a brut. This is a very dry one.
Bruh.
It's a brut.
Bruh.
Pairing sparkling wine with food is always a fun affair because they're so versatile and they go with almost anything. You can go ranging from like heavy foods, dishes with like cheeses and cream in them. Mushrooms and truffles are classic pairing, to light apps with fluffy cheeses, things like ricotta. I would even enjoy this with a bowl of popcorn and even garlic bread. Anything to add to this list?
I was thinking, when I think of bubblies, I think of brunch.
Yeah.
I think like omelets, Benedicts, things like that.
Eggy dishes.
Yeah. Deviled eggs too.
Deviled
right?
eggs, yeah, anything you would have with breakfast. Sparkling wine is always a great complement with breakfast foods. Let's head to the nearest diner. As far as pricing is concerned, I unfortunately have some bad news for you guys.
No.
Because the production is limited and so small at this point in England, you're going to pay a premium price for stuff like this. So expect to pay anywhere from like $35 to $50 per bottle. So that's the buzz on British Bubbly. Now go out and acquire you some. And when you do, let me know how you feel down in the comments section below this. And if you like these videos and want more, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for drinking with me today. Cheers.